こんにちは。SBI-Man アセットマネジメントの前野です。本日は SBI-Man リキッドトレンドファンドについてマングループジャパンの久米さんにお話を伺います。久米さん、よろしくお願いします。
はい。マングループジャパンクオンツエヴァンジェリストの久米です。よろしくお願いします。本日はマングループの英国本社から皆様に特別メッセージが届いておりますので、後ほど紹介させていただきます。
はい。ではその前にですね、1月末までのパフォーマンス運用の方を振り返ってみたいと思うんですけれども、このところパフォーマンスいいですね。このページの下の方のですね、基準価格の期間収益率見ていただきますと、1ヶ月で 8.5%、3ヶ月で 18%、そしてですね、6ヶ月では 35% 上昇しているというような状況なんですけれども、中ほどの赤い線を見ていただいてもお分かりの通りなんですけれども、昨年の5月ぐらいをそこにですね、基準価格は上下動を繰り返しながらも安定的に上昇基調をたどってきているかと思います。久米さん、このあたりの背景を簡単に説明していただきたいんですけれども。
はい。去年の後半はですね、各市場のトレンドが回復いたしまして、リキッドトレンド戦略は最高値を更新しております。市場別では、金や銀のロングポジション、または米国、日本、英国の株式のロングポジションが主にパフォーマンスを牽引しました。本日はトレンドフォローに投資するメリットやその特徴、そして去年のリキッドトレンド戦略の状況を説明するビデオレターが弊社マングループの英国より届いております。出演しているのはマングループ傘下の HL の運用チームでポートフォリオマネジメント部門を率いているオットー・ハマビーです。彼は HL の商品のポートフォリオ構築、資産配分、最適化といった分野を統括しています。それではご覧ください。
Hello everyone, I'm Otto Hamawi from Man Group. Today, I will explain the benefits and characteristics of investing in trend-following strategies, as well as the situation of the liquid trend strategy in 2025. Through this presentation, I hope to deepen investors' conviction in the liquid trend strategy and encourage you to become a long-term investor. The liquid trend strategy was launched on August 16, 2024, as a partnership between Man Group, which has been managing trend-following strategies since the 1980s, and SBI Group, a pioneer in online securities. This partnership was formed under the mission of democratizing alternative investments. There are three main benefits in investing in trend-following strategies. First, the strategy offers positive expected returns over the long term. Second, it has low correlation with equities and bonds, providing diversification benefits. Third, it has the potential to deliver positive performance during prolonged equity market downturns. This is a conceptual diagram of how trend-following strategies work. Trend following is a strategy that aims to generate returns by following price trends. It takes long positions in uptrends and short positions in downtrends. Therefore, as long as a trend persists, whether upward or downward, the strategy has the potential to achieve positive returns. On the other hand, it tends to produce negative returns during trend reversals or range-bound markets. However, historically, markets have been a repetition of uptrends and downtrends. As a result, trend following has delivered strong performance over the long term. Let's look at the liquid trend strategy's performance since inception. From inception to the end of 2024, the strategy delivered strong performance. However, in April of last year, President Trump's tariff policy announcement triggered a trend reversal. For example, the equity markets, which had been performing well, turned downward. As a result, the liquid trend strategy also incurred losses. The market movements in April were significantly different from the previous major equity market declines. So let's examine this point on the next page. This chart summarizes the return of global equities and the liquid trend strategy during 4 major equity market declines since 2000, as well as the Trump tariff shock in April of last year. In the previous 4 episodes, the liquid trend strategy generated positive returns. However, during the Trump tariff shock, the strategy posted negative returns. This difference in returns is related to the duration of the equity market decline. The previous 4 episodes lasted from several months to several years, whereas the Trump tariff shock lasted only 6 days, from April 2nd to April 8th. Essentially, the downtrend did not persist, making it a false signal. As a result, the liquid trend strategy incurred losses. So, what happened to the liquid trend strategy after that? From May last year onward, trends re-emerged and liquid trend strategy's performance recovered, reaching new highs. However, trend reversals are an inherent part of markets. A natural concern is the risk of frequent surprise events causing repeated trend reversals. Let me share an example that addresses this concern. Last year, President Trump's tariff announcement had a significant impact on markets. The upper chart shows the S&P 500 movement when President Trump first announced tariffs in April of last year, while the lower chart shows the movements in May. In response to the April announcement, markets reacted sharply, falling approximately 16%. However, in May, despite an announcement of more specific and higher tariffs, the decline was only limited to about 1.5%. As this example illustrates, markets have the ability to digest the information from surprise events. Even when similar events occur again, their impact on markets tend to diminish. So what does this tell us about the relationship between surprise events and market trends? Various surprise events have occurred in markets throughout history. However, each time, markets have digested the information from these surprise events and trends have re-emerged. This cycle has repeated itself over and over. The liquid trend strategy has delivered strong performance within this cycle. Looking at the relationship between holding period and performance, as shown in the bottom right, the longer investors hold the strategy, the lower the probability of experiencing negative returns. Here we have listed our latest research initiatives. During the challenging performance last year, we brought together the full expertise of our researchers across the group to explore every possible avenue for improvement, conducting a more rigorous review than ever before. Trend following has been Man Group's core strategy since the 80s, and we have continuously invested in research and development to enhance our approach. We believe this steady accumulation of efforts has contributed to the long-term performance of the strategy that you saw earlier. The details of these research initiatives will be explained by Kume from Man Group Japan in a separate video. We will continue to manage and conduct research and development on the liquid trend strategy, always striving for better performance. We encourage you to evaluate the liquid trend strategy from a long-term perspective. Thank you.